my name is Nicole, and today I'm here to inform you about Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Benkin. I'm going to talk about his background, such as where he was from and why he came into the Air Force. I'm also going to give you a description of his duty history, such as awards and decorations that he received. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the significance he had on the Air Force and many of the accomplishments that he had. Let's get right into his background. Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Eric W. Benkin, was the 12th Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. He was born on the 20th of August in 1951 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Chief Benkin moved to Texas shortly after graduating from high school so he could be with his parents. He joined the Air Force in March of 1970 because he could not find a good enough paying job and he wanted to travel. Today, he has 3 children, 2 boys, Brian and Kyle, and a daughter named Erica. Now that we know where he is from and why he came into the military, let's talk about his career. Upon joining the Air Force, he became administrative specialist. His first duty station was less than 25 miles away from Houston in Ellington Air Force Base. After only being on station for 9 months, Chief Benkin was given orders to Vietnam. Once he arrived in Vietnam, shortly after, he witnessed a rocket attack and a shooting just outside the main gate. Not only did he serve in Vietnam, he also took part in many different operations, such as Joint Endeavor, Provide Promise, Provide Comfort, and Operation Deliberate Force. In April of 1970, he was given orders to Bergstrom Air Force Base, where he was the chief of clerk of the NCOIC at the 67th Reconnaissance Technical Squadron. In that same year, he attended the Tactical Air Command NCO Leadership School at Bergstrom Air Force Base. Between 1978 and 1979, Chief Benkin transferred to Osan Air Force Base in South Korea, where he served as the executive NCO to the commander of the 314th Air Division. In November of 1979, he was sent back to Bergstrom, where he was given the duty title of Deputy Commander of Resources Administration, where he served there until August of 1983. He was then given orders to Ellington Air Force Base in Florida, where for the next 5 years, he would be working as the Air Force's Tactical Air Warfare Center as Deputy Chief of Staff for the Aircrew Training Devices Administration. While also stationed at Ellington, he went to Tyndall to attend the Tactical Air Command NCO Academy, which is now none other than the regular NCO Academy. From January 1989 until 1993, he moved to Mons, Belgium, where he served as the Assistant Chief of Staff of Operations and the Logistics Division. 1989, he attended the Senior NCO Academy at Guntner Air Force Base in Alabama. Chief Benkin then served as a Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Commander, which is now the Chief Master Sergeant of the 12th Air Force at David Mothens Air Force Base in Arizona. He was then transferred in October of 1994, where he continued to be the Senior Enlisted Advisor for the Air Force in Europe at Ramstein Air Base in Germany. That same year, he was awarded his associate's degree in Applied Science, Information Management, and he also acquired his CCAF. On the 5th of November, 1996, Chief Master Sergeant Benkin assumed the highest non-commissioned officer position in the Air Force, which is none other than Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. He retired in July of 1999, where Chief Master Sergeant Frederick J. Finch assumes the role of Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Chief Benkin's career gave him numerous awards and decorations, such as the Distinguished Service Medal, Meritorious Service Medal with 1 oak leaf cluster, the Vietnam Service Medal, and the Republic of Vietnam Gallantly Cross with Palm, the Vietnam Service Medal with the Campaign Star, and Legion of Merit Award, just to name a few. We've just gone over his duty history and awards, so let's talk about some of the accomplishments of Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Benkin. While taking on the role as Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Chief Benkin had numerous impacts on how the things are done in the Air Force today. One of the most significant of his accomplishments is the changing of the title of the Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Command Chief Master Sergeant, and the insignia as well. He is also accredited for the implementation of Warrior Week for the new airmen attending basic training and giving them a small glimpse of what they could expect in the wartime and war combat zones. Chief Master Sergeant Benkin also had a hand in the creation of the NCO Professional Development Seminar, which is what we still use today to help future NCOs. While he was Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Chief Benkin displayed all the Air Force core values, making sure that he made changes that would better the Air Force for years to come. The biggest way he did this was by implementing programs and policies that would benefit everyone in the Air Force, whether they were fighting the war on terrorism or supporting their airmen back home. That's why he was a good Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. My job here today was to inform you about Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Benkin. I went over a little bit of his background, talked about where he was from, why he came in the Air Force. I also described a lot of his duty history, went over some awards and decorations that he had. And lastly, I went over the accomplishments that he had, not only while he was in the Air Force, but as Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.